What's up, everyone? It's your boy Josh here with Ohio Fish Rescue. Today we're here to bring you the last installment of my top 5, but we're going with expert fish today. So you're gonna see what I think are some of the hardest just fish to care for or keep in the monster fish game. Alright, so you guys bared with me for the first video on my top 5 beginner fish, my top 5 intermediate fish. And those videos did pretty well, but today, this is one for the books, so we're going to start out right out the gate with something electrifying. Yes, you guys guessed it, it is the electric eel. So over here is my boy Tesla. He is just over 3 foot long. And he is an electric eel. You guessed it. If you guys don't know, they do produce a charge. And when you get him wild up, he actually illuminates this sign. So he's actually a little bit hungry right now, so he's waiting to attack. So I get this guy on my top 5 advanced fish because you have to be so careful with an electric eel. If you are a beginner and you end up getting shocked, you can actually hurt yourself. So this guy at 3 foot, he's actually producing about close to 300 volts, but that's only if he pretty much docks his body right up on you and you get a full charge. So like I said, if we feed him, he will illuminate the sign, which is actually pretty neat. Let me see if I can get him to produce a chart. There, see, there you go. All I'm doing is moving this magnet and he's getting angry. So that's just being caught in the water. But these guys can get up to 6 foot long and produce a charge upwards of 600 volts. You know, that is enough to stop the human heart. So with that being said, you have to take extra precaution when you have a monster of an electric eel. So this guy here, we do have dielectric gloves for when I'm dealing with them. You know, he is a dangerous animal, so we give him his own space here. You don't want to go playing with Mother Nature, so you have to respect a beast like this, and that is what we do here at Ohio Fish Rescue. There are plans. It's not going to be in the next 2 weeks. After I get back from my vacations, we're going to move Tesla over into a longer, bigger tank. This is a 265, getting upgraded from a 195. He'll grow out just a bit more, and then he'll go into an even bigger tank. But this guy deserves a spot on my top 5 advanced monster fish. All right, so that was 1 of 5 here. You know what? I might throw in an honorable mention like I've been doing in the past videos. We will see about that. But coming in, number 2. And these are not in no particular order. I'm just throwing my top 5 out there. It is a little bit hard to decipher which one is harder and which one's not. Which, I mean, I could probably decipher that, and it's going to be one later on this list. And I'll get to that later. But number 2, here we go. We're going to go with the Arapaima gigas. This is our boy Brutus. He is 5.5 feet long. He is a bit bigger around than a 1 gallon milk jug. He is an absolute beast. I know he doesn't look like much on camera, but like I said, camera does not do anything in this facility justice. I wish I can get in there and bear hug them and pull them out, but this is a beast of a fish. And the reason that I have these on my top 5 advanced monster fish is because these guys grow at an exceptionally fast rate. This guy's 5.5 foot long and only 3 years old. So if you get a beginner thinking they can handle an Arapaima and stick them in a 180 gallon tank, you're gonna be in a world of pain. And there's a lot of things that come with owning an Arapaima that most people don't know. Like, but before, you know, they're about 10 inches long, they need fed multiple times throughout the day. Their metabolism's going so fast that they're growing so fast, their metabolism's so high that they constantly need an intake of food, or their stomach muscles will pinch closed. And once that happens, I have not seen anybody bring them back. That's basically a death card for them. So you have to be prepared for that. You have to keep their water warm so they grow fast. And I didn't mean to say grow fast, that they grow proportionate. They get the amount of food intake, their metabolism stays right. You want a healthy looking Arapaima. You don't want to stunt him in any which way. And but look at this beast. He is just amazing. So another couple facts about the Arapaima and why they're on my list. These guys get absolutely massive, as you know, if you know anything about Arapaima. But these are not for every fish keeper. This guy is in a 58,000 gallon pond. This pond is over 45 foot long, 20 foot wide, actually a little bit over 20 foot wide. It's 3 foot over here, and it used to be 12 foot over here, but there is filtration underneath the gravel. So we have the water volume, but his swimmable area here is cut down a bit. But he's got all this room to stretch out. So he's got a large tank for him to roam around. You know, there is a problem with people sticking them in pool ponds, thinking, hey, I've got a 10-foot pool pond, I'm ready for an Arapaima. Well, you know, as soon as they get to that 3-foot mark is when they start turning into real beasts. They can break your tank. That is also why many monster fish are known as tank busters. Yes, you got it. Tank busters are known for exactly what you think. They break aquariums, glass aquariums, acrylic aquariums, and it's absolutely nuts. We've had it happen to us, and you know, that was just during water changes. We've had a lot of freak things happen to us, but these guys don't deserve to be in an aquarium. They need a massive body of water. So I like to put mine into a big, massive pond. Not saying there aren't huge aquariums in there, because you know what? We do have a few massive aquariums in the room right behind me. But you know what? Even a 4,400 gallon tank is not enough for this fish right here. So, you know, most people would die to have a 4,400 gallon aquarium thinking that's their end all. I need an Arapaima. But in reality, that tank is not large enough for a full-grown Arapaima. And that's what we try and teach people here. You need to think about the long term. Where's this fish going to go in 10 years? Because in 10 years, this fish is going to be absolutely massive, and he's going to be right here in this pond. I took on the responsibility of getting an Arapaima, so I took on the responsibility of making sure I can provide for him until his last days. So that is why I chose an Arapaima to be on my top 5 advanced monster fish. These guys should just not be readily available in the hobby as they are today. So what do you guys think here? We are just cruising along in this countdown, but now we are getting ready to go to number 3, and he's right over here in this tank. Number 3, I'm going to go with the Goku Catfish, also known as the devil catfish. These guys come from the fast-flowing rivers of India, and they have some teeth on them. My God, they are one of my favorite catfish, but they are a harder catfish to keep. You need to make sure your water parameters are perfect for a goonch. You can't just throw them in any type of aquarium and expect them to live. They need exceptionally clean water, I've found out. They do like a little bit cooler temps, so if you have them in an 80-degree tropical aquarium, they're not really going to like that too much. They do like cooler water, and by cooler, I'm talking like the 70s. So we have the goonch here in this tank. It's closest to the ground, so it does get a little bit cooler than the rest of my aquariums. So we're able to keep this goonch in here, and we also have different areas of flow that the goonch love to sit in. He loves to hide in this back corner where the FX5s are blasting down, because these guys, again, are from the fast-flowing waters of the mountains up in India, and these guys can handle some strong current, and it's actually been proven. If you put a goonch in a tank with, you know, power heads pushing at them, you give them an abundant supply of food, and a little bit cooler water, they're going to grow their quickest, the fastest. But just over the years, I've had some weird things happen to me with the Goku Catfish, and these guys are also one of the known man-eating fish on the planet. So you have to be extra careful with the Goku Catfish. Once they get over 30 inches long, they are scary to have in your tank. They will bite you. I've been bitten by this guy. It's not fun. He scares the living crap out of me, but he's one of my favorite. But like I said with that electric eel, you just have to respect Mother Nature. He has teeth. He's known for eating humans. Don't stick your fingers by his mouth and you won't get bit. So you know what? We just let him do his thing here in this tank, and he is a happy camper. But that is number 3 on my top 5 advanced monster fish. All right, moving along. Number 4, I'm gonna have to go with stingrays. And you know what? There are different stingrays that are a little bit easier to care for, like a Matoro. But I'm talking about black diamond stingrays. You know, bunch of people just getting into the hobby. They see these things. They're like, oh my God, I want them. They're black and white. I've never seen that before. Let's get a black diamond stingray. And they don't know the amount of filtration you need to keep a stingray happy and healthy, because these guys need exceptionally clean, clear water. So with a stingray, I always preach to people, do a drip system. As you can see, we have a drip system on my stingrays. This is what's flowing into the tank 24/7. So they're always getting fed constant fresh water. I've got ample filtration. There's hang on the backs there all over. There's big sponge filters. And then there's intakes going to FX6s underneath this entire tank. I believe there's 3 of them in there, plus the pass-through. So these guys get filtered like none other. So you just have to make sure that you have lots of filtration, and make sure your water parameters. Rays are very, very sensitive to changes in water parameters. So you need to keep your nitrates on the lower end. You have to have ammonia absolutely 0. And you want to, of course, keep your eye on the pH and stuff. But the main thing is the ammonia and the nitrates for these black diamond stingrays. Now, to get them to breed, you need even cleaner water, and you need constant food source. So these guys get fed 1 to 2 times a day, and that is crazy to keep up with some larger stingrays. That one there is getting to be, so those tiles are 6 inches wide, so she's closer to probably 14 inch. Same thing with this one here, maybe even 15. No, I'm gonna go with 14. But they are getting ready. You imagine a 15-inch ray, 14-inch ray is going to eat a lot of food to keep that amount of back fat on them at all times so they can be happy. And an active ray is a happy ray. So before we move on to number 5 to finish out, which I think is the most hardest to keep advanced monster fish in the aquarium hobby, I'm going to give you guys a couple honorable mentions. So honorable mention number 1 is the Tigrinus catfish. These guys just need clean water. So you need just ample filtration to be able to keep a Tigrinus happy. The number 1 mistake I see with Tigrinus catfish is high nitrates. Tigrinus are very susceptible to high nitrates in the water, and they just perish and die. They get these red blotches and sores on their sides, and once that happens, there is no bringing them back from that. I've never been able to save a Tigrinus once it gets to that point. I have been brought a few Tigrinus after they said, oh, my tank crashed and I don't know what to do, but he's got these terrible red sores on the sides, and I've tried to save him each and every time, and I've just not been able to do it. So that is a good honorable mention. It is a advanced catfish. And honorable mention number 2 are the Peru sharks. These guys are a force to be reckoned with. They will pretty much be the king of your tank. They have a large mouth. They are fast as all you know what, I was going to say a bad word there, but they are super fast. So you know what? We had a 2-foot Peruvian shark eat an 18-inch leporanus, which if you know what that is, it is a lightning quick fish, and the Peruvian shark was faster than it. So we have 3 out in the monster pond. You just have to be very careful with these guys. There's nothing wrong with them as far as water quality wise. It's just they are very fast. They're very predatorial, and they have large mouths. So you just have to be very, very close and careful with these guys here. So this is a short body. I have regular Peruvian sharks that are over 30 inches in the monster pond out there, and they're just a force to be reckoned with. All right, last but not least, we're going with number 5 on my list of advanced monster fish. Some of you can probably guess it, but we're gonna take a look at them right now. Who's it gonna be? Dun-dun, dun-dun. Of course, you guys know it is the Goliath African tigerfish. Now, these guys are super fragile. When they're young, they need clean water, they need ample amounts of food, and they stress very, very easily. So they do not do good with tank mates when they are young. So that's why I have them in this tank here. I have the water dropped because they need a lot of filtration, or not filtration. They do need a lot of filtration. What I meant to say was that they need less room to be able to catch their prey. So we had them stocked up with minnows, and the lower water helps them hunt easier. But good news, I got these guys actually off of live, and they are on cut fish now. You can see how just plump they both look. I haven't seen them eat like in front of me, but I throw food in there. I come out in the morning, the food's gone, and their bellies are full, both of them. So I know that they are eating well. You guys know recently I bought a 24-inch Goliath tigerfish, and I was scared to transport them because they are very, very hard to transport once they get some size to them. So I successfully transported them, but the stress of the move, because he's been alone for such a long time, I brought him here and stuck him in my tank, and the stress of that move went ahead and took him to a bigger pond. So we got these guys actually donated to us. Patrick donated one, and the other one was dropped off here, but we've been growing these guys out. So these are absolutely one of my favorite fish. I have the Goliath tigerfish and the goonch are my 2 ultimate dream fish here. So I've got them here, but they are for advanced fish keepers only. These guys are lightning fast, and they will take chunks out of all your fish if you get a mean one. I've gotten lucky with a lot of my Goliath tigerfish in the past, and they've played nice in a community tank. So with all that being said, that is why the Goliath tigerfish is on my top 5 advanced monster fish. Alright, so you guys just seen my top 5 advanced monster fish. That was a fun one. So I'm going to do more videos like this in the future. If you guys got ideas, go ahead and post them in the comments. If you guys want series videos, I take the best and all the ones that get the most likes, and I'll go ahead and I'll start doing videos on those select topics. Someone mentioned this before. I'm not going to say whose name, but you know what? I thought it was a great idea, so we went ahead and did it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see more crazy adventures with the Ohio Fish Rescue, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, stay fishy, my friends.